This video will show how to make payments directly from Damaris Generation 3 application. First, we need to do some configuration. Go to the menu Administration Company, create a new company or edit any company for which you want to create payment conditions. Damaris Generation 3 payment platform is provided by Paybox. Your company needs Paybox settings to start using Paybox platform. Paybox will provide each company with necessary credentials such as site number, rank number, identifier, and secret key. When you have these credentials, fill them in the Paybox settings of your company. For the test purpose, we use the following credentials. Save the settings when you are done. Again, for the test purposes, you need to modify the DGS3G properties file. Now open the properties file, scroll down and add preprod-value for the Paybox URL1 parameter. You can remove the second URL. Save the changes and restart Tomcat. Let's assume you have done all this. Now, to define payment conditions, go to Document Management, Document menu. First, you need to create a document with indexes or edit the existing one. Let's edit the existing one. When indexes are defined, just select Allow Payment checkbox to see Payment Conditions button. Click it. This form allows defining conditions for your future payments. Select an index which will be recognized as payment reference. This field is required. Select an index for payment amount. It is essential that the selected index has numeric or money type. This field is a required field. Select an index which will be used to identify a customer. Select another index for customer email field. Payment Conditions section allows defining conditions which need to be satisfied for allowing the user to make the payments. There are two options for these conditions: conditions based on index and stamps. If conditions are defined based on stamps, select the exact stamp and define either has or has not. This condition means that the user will be allowed to pay only for those documents which have the selected stamp. But let's select index. Define the index set for the customer reference and then put the name John as a value for this index. This means that the user will be allowed to pay only for those documents which were archived with value John for this index. Post-payment actions section allows defining an action which will be done after payment. Again, there are two options: conditions based on index and stamps. If you select a stamp, it will be applied to the document after the payment. Let's select index again. Select some index which you want to be updated after the payment and write paid as a value. This means that after the successful payment, the index will be updated to paid. Save the conditions. Let's assume that a document was archived with the payment conditions which we have just defined. To execute the payment, the user should search for the document from Search Archive Found menu. You can see that this document satisfies the defined payment conditions. The index which was defined for customer reference has value John. Also, let me point out that when the document was archived, an amount was defined as a value for the payment amount index and some unique value for payment reference. Now, the user can view the document and see amount and currency fields and a button Make Payment. By selecting the currency and clicking on Make Payment button, the user will be given an option to select the payment method. Let's select Visa card. Click on the Make the Payment button. Enter the card credentials, which were provided by Paybox for the test purpose. When credentials are set, the user should click Validate. After the transfer, the user will see the message that the payment has been successfully processed. Search the document again, and you will see that the value for the index 1 was updated to paid as it was defined earlier in post-payment conditions. The user will not be able to pay for the same document again. Please note that the payment reference is created by joining values of two indexes which were earlier defined for payment reference and customer reference. Let's see what will happen if we try to make payment again. We see the message that the payment with given reference has been already processed. As administrator, make sure when archiving the document that the value for payment reference is defined. It's a requirement. We can see the example when index 2, which was defined as payment reference, has no value. When trying to pay, you will see the message stating that payment reference is not valid. To conclude, let's see how the users can view the information about payments. To do that, the user should go to Payment, Show Payments menu. This menu is available to all users. The users with Payment Manager permissions will see all the payments of their company. Otherwise, they will see only their payments.